Hello YouTube and welcome diecast enthusiasts. This is diecast for you to see, and for you to see today is some motorbikes, and this is a challenge video which was set by 57Fordman. Really good challenge actually this one. It's to show some bikes, so I've picked a few out. I haven't got too many in my collection, but what I was able to find I'm going to show here. I think I've got 10 or so. This first one is from a company called IXO, and it's a Suzuki RGV 500. It was ridden by Kevin Schwantz in 1993. They'd done a range of racing motorcycles, pretty good actually, about 10 years ago I believe from memory. And this one is 1/24th scale, which in size equates to about 3¼ inches or 8 centimeters, but pretty well detailed with the crash helmet there on the base. So pretty pleased to have this one. I've got about 3 or 4 of these. I'm not a motorcycle rider myself, but I do like some of the models, and I've really just kept this in my collection, although I don't display it now. I've got one more on a similar vein, and this is from a company called Vitesse. Again 1/24th scale, and this is a Yamaha YZR 500 ridden by Carlos Checa in 2000. I like this one because of the Carlos Checa figure. Looks pretty good. I used to watch a little bit of motor racing from the point of view of bikes, but not so much. More into touring cars probably, but I was watching when in the days of Rossi, and used to be really competitive, so, and Carl Fogarty, and in the earlier days even Barry Sheen. Really good racing, very exciting. This, by the way, came with a certificate by Vitesse, and it was limited to 2,500 pieces. Just shows you a bit of information about the motorbike itself. This again was produced probably 10 to 15 years ago, and they've done a really decent range. Another one here that's still on the card. It's from Dinky, and it's a Kawasaki F11 250. I've got a few of these. Just draw that out a bit. Not too sure when these were produced. Again, probably 15 years ago, I guess, maybe even 20. It looks like when Airfix was part of Dinky. You can see some of the cars that they've done. I actually gave a couple of these out as giveaway boxes just recently. So quite interesting piece really. The next one, as you can see, this is just really a model that you would display. It hasn't got wheels that rotate. It's like a cold cast resin really, very heavy. It was a magazine model that was produced in Italy, I believe. They done maybe a couple of dozen military motorbikes with riders. This is a Triumph 350cc with a dispatch rider, as you can see, but pretty well detailed. I haven't seen too many of these around. I've only got 3 or 4, but there was something I quite liked when I saw them some years ago now at the toy fairs, when I used to walk round and just really buy what took my fancy back then. Nowadays I'm more into 1/64th scale as opposed to different oddities. Coming along next is a motorcycle by Hot Wheels. Looks really attractive in the metallic burgundy and the flames there. This is called a Pit Cruiser from the Custom Bikes range. It was produced in 2007 in actual fact on the card, which makes it 2008 I believe. So that's pretty smart. It's one I found by chance in one of my older boxes. To be fair, I didn't realise I had this, but I do like it. And I've got one more Hot Wheels to show, and this was it's the same as Mike from Diecast Looney showed in his challenge video for 57Fordman, in that it's a really like a chopper bike with a figure. I'll put them on there. And it's called the Hammer Sled. Now I've only got one of these, and fortunately this is one that is a little bit different to what Mike showed, or Michael, in that this figure has got horns coming out of his helmet for some reason. Really fat rear wheel there on the back, and very small one, like it's almost like a dragster bike really. Obviously built for speed, but the ones I saw on Michael's video look really interesting, so I do like them with the figures. Really smart. The next one I've got, and these I have got on display, and it's from a company called Tiny. They're based, I believe, in Hong Kong, and this is a BMW police motorcycle from the Hong Kong police, and it's very well detailed. They produce a lot of vehicles, cars and some vans. They seem to have really come into the British market and maybe the American market in recent years. I've not been aware of too much of their stuff in the past, but I'm seeing much more of it recently on different channels, and some of their castings are pretty good, so they're worth a look really. And I've got one more from this company, same probably motorcycle, I would guess it's a BMW. This time it's from the AA, Automobile Association. This one's based in Hong Kong again, rather than the UK based AA, but on a very similar vein, but looks pretty smart. And what I'm going to show next is a very old motorcycle model with sidecar, which I do not know the manufacturer or when it was produced, but it does certainly look very old. This in fact is an RAC version, and again RAC is in the UK Royal Automobile Club, I believe it stands for, and it's another road recovery service company. This I believe looking at the hinge type top on the sidecar, maybe came with a lid on the box where he would maybe keep his tools, the rider, so as when he got to a breakdown he's got his tools there. It's in quite poor condition, this, a lot of paint loss. As you can see, it is pretty rough, but quite an interesting piece. Now I don't display this, and it leads a good clean. This is probably from the time when I purchased it. No maker's mark there. You can see the RAC emblem on the front of the sidecar. Now I'm not sure if this is pre-war or post-war, but it certainly looks very old. It's got to be maybe 50 years old, I guess. From the point of view of size, it's not very big. It's just about 1 3/4, 4.5 centimetres, but an interesting piece. And one more old motorcycle I've got. Again, I do not know the brand of this one. I'm not sure if that's an Indian Scout. I'm guessing. I'm no expert on motorcycles. There's quite a lot of paint loss, and I'm not sure if it had a sidecar because of that hole there. I do like it, the fact that it's a very old piece, quite unusual I would imagine. I don't think this was Matchbox. It could have been maybe Britain's at a guess, or some obscure early, I don't know if it's British or American manufacturer, but nice piece size wise, just over 2.5 inches, 6.5 centimetres, so pretty good. As I say, I don't know if it's an Indian Scout. It looks a little bit like that. And we've got just a couple more. This one is another sidecar version, and it's the Lambretta, and this was from Matchbox Lesney, and it's in very good condition, this one, for its age. And in this green it does look quite nice. I wouldn't feel too safe sitting in a sidecar myself, quite exposed, although you've got a little bit of a protective shell around you. Probably a lot safer back in the day when these were produced in real life, because there was a lot fewer vehicles on the road, but I certainly would not want to be racing round roads on one of these now, not as a passenger anyway. But quite a nice model. And one more to go, and this is from Hot Wheels, and it's a Rumbler. It's the only one I've got. Quite rare, these. Figures in good condition. The bike could have been seen better days. We've got a split tyre on the front, but this was called the Torque Chop. I've got no packaging for this one, it's just loose as it is, but quite a nice piece. I believe Hot Wheels have done a number of Rumblers. I don't know if they're called Rumblers, in that there's 3 R's I believe, but looks pretty good, pretty mean as a trike really, with the double wheels at the back. And the choppers were very popular, I think, in that era. So that's the last one I'm showing. I really want to thank 57Fordman for setting this challenge, really good challenge. I've only recently subscribed to him, to be fair, but I did see this challenge go up and I thought I'd like to support him. So do pop along to his channel. I've taken a look at some of his videos, and he's done some really nice custom work, and he shows his collection, so really interesting channel. So do go across and take a look at 57Fordman. I want to thank him for setting this challenge. Really, it's been really nice to be able to show a few of these motorcycles that wouldn't normally get to go on the turntable, because I wouldn't have thought of showing any motorcycles, not realising that I had enough to show. So really pleased to have shown these few. So just leave off by saying take care, stay safe, and bye for now.